Hey, welcome back. My name is Dino. This video is titled Algorithms Rule Us All. It's based on a video by VPro, a Dutch public broadcaster, which is quite good. There's a URL. I'll intend to put it in the metadata below. If you don't see it, just Google that, VPro, Algorithms Rule Us All. Are algorithms good enough? Here's a quote. In finance, good enough is a very, very low standard. The standard for good enough is you're right 51% of the time you can make money. If you're right 51% of the time, but in the context of putting someone in prison, that's definitely not good enough. As context for this discussion of algorithms, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's a good standard? Is there such thing as a bad chart? Are bar charts bad charts? We'll see. This is by Glenn Rodriguez. He's a person who's impacted by a bad algorithms, and he's in jail for much longer than he should have been. Quote, you appear before a panel of 3 parole board members, and they get to decide whether at that particular point you're fit for society. They kind of ask you a series of questions, and based on your answers, it generates this bar chart that kind of gives them a snapshot of who you are at the time. From this, is there a limit to a bar chart, like what it can do for you? Algorithms and transparency. Again, this is Rodriguez. He's talking about the algorithm that sent him to jail, or that was part of a review process through a parole board and how it kept him in jail. Quote, there's no transparency as to what the algorithm is and how these numbers are calculated. No one has a clue as to how the software is actually built and how much weight is attributed to what questions. And so you don't know whether or not there's actually bias built into this. And then think about this, like, can we detect for bias in algorithms? Is it something that we can know beforehand, or are we just going to have a case like Glenn where something bad's happened and then we're like, hey, that's bad, that was bias. Oh crap, you've been in prison for a long time. Algorithms and rights. Again, this is Glenn Rodriguez. Usually when you have a trial or you're faced with criminal charges, you have the right to challenge the evidence that's presented against you. That's normally the way. And the algorithm happens to be part of that evidence. So you should be able to challenge that, like you would, say, a witness or some other piece of evidence. And in order to challenge it successfully, it's important to know how this is actually reaching the conclusions that it is reaching. And from this, it's a big question. How do we challenge an opaque algorithm? Can we even really do that? The conclusion about AI and algorithms, they are not 100% correct, as per the introductory quote by Kathy O'Neill, who's a data scientist and author. Despite this, they are used in fields where the needs for accuracy vary widely. In finance, 51% can be quite lucrative. In law, that can lead to incarceration for a long, long time for the wrong reasons. Ultimately, opaqueness may lead to bias and violate rights. Would you trust your rights to an algorithm? Based on Glenn Rodriguez's sad tale? I think I know the answer. That's Algorithms Rule Us All. My name is Dino. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like it. If you can comment, please comment. What standard should algorithms be held to? Should we use them sparingly in situations like law, where you need a high degree of accuracy, but leave them in places like finance, where it's less important? How do we distill life into a thing like a bar chart? Is that possible? How can we make the algorithms more transparent? How can we help them ensure that people that they have their constitutional rights? From all this, thanks for watching. And finally, if you like this type of video, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. As always, thanks for watching. Take care.